then come and have a go if you think you're clever enough. We'll see you next time on The Chase. Goodbye.
Potato.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Kendall Gilding.
Good afternoon. Our top stories this Thursday. Flight fight. Queensland's bid to buy Virgin Airlines sparks a ferocious war of words between state and federal leaders. Unemployment skyrockets. Fresh job figures paint a bleak picture of the impact of coronavirus on Australia's economy. Exciting research. Queensland scientists working on a treatment to help coronavirus patients say it could be ready by the end of the year. And faster internet sooner. Telstra brings forward major works to deliver 5G technology to thousands of Australian households. First at 4, a political row has erupted over the Queensland Government's plan to buy a stake in Virgin Airlines, with Peter Dutton calling the decision crazy. The Palaszczuk government is sticking to its guns, saying the move would secure jobs for the state. Joel Dry reports.
Well, behind me is the Brisbane headquarters of Virgin Australia, and this is exactly where it will stay as part of a reborn airline if a Queensland government bid to buy a stake in the embattled company is successful. In a somewhat surprise move, the State Treasurer has announced he's instructed the state-funded but independent Queensland Investment Corporation to look at securing a part of the airline that's currently in administration with billions of dollars debt and up for sale. Treasurer Cameron Dick says the move is about securing Queensland jobs, regional routes and the headquarters here in Brisbane.
It's not the intention of the Queensland Government to purchase the airline in its entirety, but we want to take a strategic stake to preserve and protect jobs and to secure our interests.
$200 million had been offered by the government pre-collapse, but that figure could be increased depending on the deal. But clearly this move doesn't have the support of all Queenslanders. Home Affairs Minister Peter Dutton labelled it a political stunt and fanciful.
The Labor Party in Queensland has no money. They have close to $100 billion of debt, so every dollar they spend is borrowed, and they're talking about buying an airline.
Expressions of interest close tomorrow, so the genuine players will then be revealed. The administrator Deloitte is pretty keen to have this sale pushed through quite quickly and have the reborn airline up and running by the second half of this year.
Unemployment figures released today show a record number of Australians are out of work due to the COVID-19 crisis. And the Prime Minister warns there's more bad news to come. Taylor Aiken reports.
Well, Scott Morrison has described it as a very tough day, calling for Australians to stand together as the country battles a health and economic crisis. Unemployment jumped 1 percentage point from 5.2% in March to 6.2% in April. Nearly 600,000 jobs were lost, marking the biggest monthly fall since records began. The figures also found around 2.7 million people, or around 1 in 5 workers, had either left employment or had their hours reduced between March and April. Prime Minister Scott Morrison and Treasurer Josh Frydenberg saying Australians must now brace themselves for more difficult news in the months ahead.
There is still a long way to go, and the economic numbers will get worse before they get better.
We anticipated that this would be the impact. And so we did not wait to put in place the economic support and lifelines that would be needed.
The government's JobKeeper program is expected to soften the blow of the economic crisis, with Treasury predicting without it, unemployment could have soared to 15%. However, the government predicts that up to 850,000 people will be back at work once all 3 stages of restrictions are lifted, potentially by July.
Meanwhile, Queensland's unemployment rate has risen to 6.8%. The new figures were released as the state government announced the next stage of construction kicking off for Cross River Rail. Tunnelling work has started for the underground station at Roma Street, creating 200 jobs. But it's estimated 130,000 people have lost their jobs during the pandemic.
It is a really sobering thought when you think about the number of people who currently in this state do not have jobs through no fault of their own.
The Premier hopes the easing of restrictions this weekend will help get more people back to work. Queensland has recorded another day of no new coronavirus cases. The encouraging trend comes just before some restrictions are set to ease. There's also exciting news of a potential new COVID-19 treatment being researched in this state. Georgie Chumley has more.
It's not a vaccine, but researchers at QAMR Berghofer are hoping this treatment could help coronavirus patients in as little as 6 months.
Part of it is understanding what our immune system is missing in the people who get sick.
To develop it, they need the blood of 50 recovered coronavirus sufferers in Queensland, like Jaden Snowden.
I've had colds that have been worse than this. A runny nose, I lost my sense of smell and taste for a few days. A bit of a headache.
Researchers will study how recovered patients' immune systems responded to the virus, turbocharge their T cells, white blood cells that fight off infection, and use them in treatment for critically ill patients.
From one cell, you might be able to get thousands of cells, and then those cells can actually recognise and kill the virus.
It comes as restaurants and cafes across the southeast are preparing for restrictions to ease after months of changed operations.
Breakfast has been fully booked, which is great, and we're filling up for next week already.
Adapt or die, they say, so we're adapting.
With 11 new playgrounds, 5 new outdoor gyms and upgraded sports precincts reopening on Saturday.
We've used the time during the close down to make sure we get a lot of this work done so it's ready for the community to take advantage of once the restrictions have been relaxed.
We'll tell you where tonight on 7 News at 6.
Porsche driver Richard Pusey will remain behind bars after a magistrate ruled it was too risky to grant bail. The accused allegedly fled the scene of a highway smash that claimed the lives of 4 police officers. Chanel Vella reports.
Well, Richard Pusey might not make it to trial for 2 years, and the magistrate agreed that is an unacceptable delay, but it wasn't enough for her to set him free. Pusey's lawyer said his client needed mental health help and would only get the appropriate amount of care outside of jail.
Are you worried that he won't get the help he needs behind bars?
As I said, look, no comment, if you don't mind.
And while Magistrate Joanna Metcalf agreed it was his alleged driving in the lead up to the Eastern Freeway tragedy, and a video allegedly found on his phone which shows him reaching speeds of 240 kilometres per hour on the Monash Freeway that were enough to deny his bail. The magistrate saying he was an unacceptable risk to the public. The magistrate also acknowledged that Pusey had filmed leading senior constable Lynette Taylor as she died, telling the court while his actions in recording the scene were highly repugnant, the filming was not illegal. And she also cited possible problems with his charges actually sticking. There are potential legal issues in relation to the charge of failure to render assistance, as Mr Pusey was not in charge of the vehicle. Pusey can't appeal the magistrate's decision, but he can lodge a second application for bail in the Supreme Court.
US President Donald Trump has labelled his top coronavirus expert advice as unacceptable. So, despite warnings that relaxing restrictions could cost lives, more facilities are being opened up to the public. Ashley Mullaney reports.
With almost all states easing restrictions, Los Angeles marked a symbolic milestone today with the city reopening its beaches. The coastline, after a 6-week closure, looked a little different. Surfers and swimmers were allowed back in the water, no sunbaking or picnics, although a handful ignored the order. LA's mayor put it bluntly this morning, warning the city will never fully reopen until there's a cure or vaccine for the coronavirus. A message echoed on Capitol Hill after top doctor Anthony Fauci testified states could needlessly lose lives if they reopen too soon. The president was once again upbeat about an economic recovery today, urging states to reopen schools and universities too, with this response to Dr. Fauci's testimony.
I was surprised by his answer, actually, because, it's just, to me, it's not an acceptable answer.
As doctors weigh up the human cost of the pandemic, the Federal Reserve Chair delivered a stark warning that the US was experiencing an economic hit without modern precedent.
The loss of thousands of small and medium-sized businesses across the country would destroy the life's work and family legacy of many businesses and community leaders, and limit the strength of the recovery when it comes. These businesses are a principal source of job creation, something we will need sorely as people seek to return to work.
As restrictions are lifted, modelling for America's death toll has risen too, with 147,000 lives now expected to be lost by August.
Telstra has ramped up its 5G rollout in a bid to stimulate the economy. The company has brought forward a $500 million investment to get 5G technology into more suburbs sooner. Nikki Hayden explains.
Well, Australia was only the third country in the world to switch on 5G. Now Telstra wants to make the rollout even faster. 600 Aussie suburbs now have more than 50% 5G coverage. Some even have full coverage.
In 2 to 3 years' time, we're sort of talking in the realm of 6 to 10 gigabits per second. And that's pretty fast.
5G delivers faster than ever download speeds for mobiles and tablets, lower latency and greater network capacity. But you don't have to have a 5G device to reap the benefits.
Everywhere we do a 5G upgrade, we also upgrade the 4G network at the same time.
Telstra is now bringing forward a $500 million investment to accelerate the 5G rollout because of coronavirus. It not only means an increased capacity to the network, but more jobs and workers on the ground.
Certainly in terms of coverage, it means that particularly in the suburbs of our regional cities, we'll be able to expand into those suburbs a lot quicker than we'd planned to before.
Well, what we've seen with COVID-19 is how reliant we are on technology. Rolling out 5G faster will make a massive difference to family and business.
Just this week, a federal parliamentary committee gave the technology the all clear, declaring 5G was safe and transformative. By the end of June, Telstra will have rolled out 5G to 35 major and regional cities across the country, with plans for plenty more to come.
Well, let's get a check of today's weather now. And Tony, a few showers and storms around.
Good afternoon, Kendall. Yes, it has been a little bit more active than the last couple of days, but the patchy nature of that rainfall means that most spots have still missed out. Let's move on to the radar. A weak storm pushed through southern Bayside suburbs just before 3 p.m. It brought a wind gust of 59 k's an hour to Alexandra Hills before pushing out over the water. Otherwise, weaker showers further north. We do have another small band of showers developing inland. It's moving slowly towards the coast. Checking those temperatures, Canungra was the only location to drop into single figures this morning, a minimum of 9 degrees. Then tops locked into the mid-20s. Pretty nice if you could just find that little bit of sunshine. Brisbane, Ipswich and Beaudesert all pushed up to 26 degrees. Sunshine returning tomorrow. Kendall, I'll be back soon with the forecast.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Tony. Still to come on 7's afternoon news, police catch a fugitive. The nationwide hunt ends for the man wanted over the murder of his girlfriend. A man stabbed to death in a neighbourhood dispute in Logan. And later, the news coffee drinkers need to hear what your daily brew is doing to your health.
On 7 News, Queensland's jobs disaster, the harsh reality revealed, where brand new playgrounds, parks and outdoor gyms will open this weekend. The library's reopening and the drive-through for books. Brisbane's 5G rollout happening sooner and Powderfinger reuniting. 7 News at 6.
He's a complete stranger when he walks into town.
I don't know the best way to say this.
But for one of them, he will be anything but a stranger.
I'm your dad.
Tonight at 7, Cameron Daddo joins Home and Away on 7.
Alright Australia, so you need more energy and a better night's sleep. Meet the revolutionary Sleeping Duck mattress taking Australia by storm. It's the next generation mattress reimagined by aerospace engineers to give you the best energy, health and sleep benefits possible, even making history by becoming the first mattress ever to win Choice's Best Overall Mattress 2 years in a row. It comes manufacturer direct, free of markup. And that means you can get incredible quality with incredible value. That's Sleeping Duck, one giant leap for your sleep.
Omtanke isn't just a word. It's a lens through which you can view the world and see things differently. It's a new perspective, a considerate, more caring one. Omtanke shines a brighter light on the things that really matter, and that helps us focus on making those things better, on making the world better. For everyone. Omtanke. We welcome you to try it. Volvo.
Hi, Peter. What can I get you?
Just some beef mince, please.
Just some beef mince. Tell me, was Bradman just a cricketer, Peter?
Don Bradman was a great...
I hear you, Bill.
Did Kate just do a spot of telly?
And I suppose your mum Denise makes just a bolognese.
Peter, Mum. OK. I'll have some beef mince, please.
Great choice. Because...
Our beef's the greatest meat on earth.
For making sense of a changing world. For understanding what's next. For the edge you need. The Australian, for the informed Australian.
This Saturday with Sportsbet, get the best payout across all 3 tabs with top-toed exotics. Nail a Quinella, trifecta or even a quaddie and you'll get the biggest return. Top-toed exotics from Sportsbet.
Almost perfect. The only thing missing is you. That's why I trust eHarmony.
No one can connect you with high-quality singles like eHarmony. That's why every 14 minutes, someone finds love on eHarmony. Start free today.
At Allianz, we're offering a range of practical support measures for our current eligible small business customers experiencing financial hardship due to the COVID-19 pandemic, like premium payment deferrals for up to 6 months on eligible policies. And if your business premises are unoccupied because of COVID-19, we'll maintain your cover. We're committed to supporting your business now and into the future, because our support doesn't stop here. Search Allianz or contact your broker to see if you qualify.
Now's the perfect time to buy a Titan, because the price of steel is about to go up, and the boss has over 400 tonne of steel to clear at today's prices. But when it's gone, so get in quick. Buy this month and you also get free colour roof and walls with all buildings, plus this unreal stainless steel workbench. Don't miss out, beat the price rise and save, and remember, Titan are the manufacturer.
Call 13 27 36 for the Titan Display Centre near you.
You'll be lucky you got a Titan.
A Beachmere father of 2 has died after he was allegedly stabbed in the stomach with a knife in Waterford West overnight. Stephen Fife was critically injured during an argument outside the units on Burke Street around 8:15 p.m. The 32-year-old later died in hospital, while police arrested a 45-year-old man at the scene. He's been charged with acts intended to maim, and that will likely be upgraded to murder. One of the country's most wanted men has been charged over the murder of Melbourne woman Ellie Price. Ricardo Barbaro sparked a nationwide manhunt when his girlfriend's body was found 10 days ago. Natasha Squarey has the latest.
Accused killer Ricardo Barbaro is right now in the process of being extradited to Victoria after New South Wales police caught him hiding out in a Western Sydney penthouse early this morning. The 33-year-old had been on the run for 10 days after his 26-year-old girlfriend Ellie Price was found dead in her South Melbourne apartment on May 4. The nationwide manhunt came to a dramatic end just after midnight, with residents here in Wentworth Point telling us they saw heavily armed police swarm the property and heard a fiery exchange as police took in their suspect.
First thing I saw was a police guy in a black uniform, and he had weapons, and there's others behind him and they had weapons.
I went inside an apartment. I just kept hearing, thump noises all the way till 12:30 a.m. and it was just crazy.
33-year-old Barbaro was arrested and treated for minor injuries at Concord Hospital. Upon release, he was locked up at Burwood Police Station before a magistrate granted his extradition to Victoria, where he's facing a murder charge. He'll face a Melbourne court on Saturday.
Millions have packed London's public transport after restrictions were wound back despite Britons being urged to work from home. The UK Treasurer has warned the virus has put the country's economy into recession. Hugh Whitfeld reports.
Workers in the manufacturing, construction and some parts of the services industries are being encouraged to return back to work if it is safe and only if they can't work from home. That means we have seen an uptick in the number of people using public transport, despite the fact the government is imploring people to try and walk, ride or drive to work. Some bad news for the British economy. The Chancellor Rishi Sunak saying the UK economy is in right now a significant recession. It's likely to last some time. time. There's a triple whammy they're trying to avoid. That is a possible second wave of the virus coming through, sending the country back into lockdown, how the country is going to emerge from this lockdown, and Brexit. Remember that? It's due at the end of the year. It's meant to be finalised by then, and all of that could impact Australia's recovery too.
It's going to damage exports from other countries if countries like the UK have a much more severe decline than elsewhere.
The lockdown has eased in part here in Britain. People are allowed now out of their home as much as they like. They can meet one friend in the park 2 metres away from them, but only one friend at a time. So you can't meet both your mum and your dad in the park at the same time if you don't live with them. And some sports have returned as well. Golf, fishing and tennis, but only singles tennis.
Coming up, he was on his way to help others when tragedy struck. Now he's the one getting support from the Gold Coast community. Demonstrators calling for independence, break lockdown laws in Hong Kong. And a message on coping with isolation from someone who knows it well, a NASA astronaut.
Beyond the coronavirus crisis.
We'll show you the road out.
Your family, your job, your child's education, your money, your home.
Special reports, night by night.
Your essential guide for the better days ahead.
Only on 7 News, every night at 6.
Cameron Diaz thought she'd met Mr. Right.
I'm his wife.
They're teaming up to take him down. The Other Woman, tonight on 7.
What? Can you hear me? What are you up to today?
I do assembly services,
Bartender. Bookkeeping. Catering company.
I'm concerned about my family financially.
I think it's tough for a lot of people right now.
We may be isolated, but we don't have to be alone.
Don't be afraid to speak up.
Talk to your mates.
Even people you don't normally care about, let's look out for them.
Just persevere.
It'll pass.
Life will get back to normal.
Hang in there, we'll get through it.
It's going to make us kinder.
Together,
we will bounce back stronger.
1, 2, 3, 4. So clap it back. Hey, clap, clap. So clap it back. Hey, I'm getting you right back. 'Cause I'm not gonna stand around living like that. So clap it back. Clap it, clap, clap. Alright. So clap it back. Hey.
Centrum provides multiple health benefits in just one tablet. Centrum, complete from A to Zinc.
This Saturday with Sportsbet, get the best payout across all 3 tabs with top-toed exotics. Nail a Quinella, trifecta or even the quaddie and you'll get the biggest return. Top-toed exotics from Sportsbet.
Welcome to the Jalna Dairy Farm. Today we're going to learn how Jalna pot set yogurt is made. Let's go. We start with fresh milk from our cows. Probably shouldn't do that, boys. Then we pour the milk straight into the pot. Not too close, mate. And we let it set for just the right amount of time to create, thick and creamy, deliciously pure pot set yogurt. Jalna pot set yogurt. If only everything was so pure.
During this uncertain time, Multicap is continuing to deliver essential disability support services as we have for almost 60 years. Call us or visit multicap.org.au today.
Your home means more than ever, and so does having the right home loan. To understand your options, go straight to Aussie. We'll help ensure you have the right loan for right now.
Nothing beats a great barbecue. Appliances Online has you covered. Like the Weber Q2000 at just $404. It's very popular, fully portable and easy to use. Or the Weber Family Q, featuring patented Weber Q burners, just $657. And the Beefeater Discovery 3 burner, complete with a side burner, just $1,160. For a huge range of barbecues and more with free next day delivery, visit appliancesonline.com.au now.
This Saturday with Sportsbet at 3 tracks for races 1 to 6. Finish second or third and get up to $50 back in bonus bets.
BSR.
So BS responsibly with Sportsbet. We'll be watching.
Rest Easy, the remarkable new program helping toddlers, tweens and parents get a better night's sleep. Exclusive to 7 News tonight.
Retailers in New Zealand have reopened their doors as more lockdown restrictions are lifted. Most businesses, including malls, retail stores and sit-down restaurants, have resumed trade. Social distancing rules will remain in place and gatherings are limited to 10 people. New Zealand has recorded no new cases of coronavirus for the second consecutive day. Hundreds of protesters have gathered in shopping centres across Hong Kong, flouting social distancing rules to mock their leader, Chief Executive Carrie Lam. Dramatic video shows a group surrounding a police officer armed with pepper spray as he held down a protester. The demonstrators called for the liberation of Hong Kong from China. It coincided with Carrie Lam's 63rd birthday. And a NASA astronaut has beamed a special message to Earth from the International Space Station. Chris Cassidy, who could be considered an expert in isolation and social distancing, says there's hope for us all if we work together.
Each individual taking ownership and doing your part, doing the right thing, and together as a crew on planet Earth, we can make anything happen.
Cassidy has been aboard the space station since the 9th of April. Well, plenty of people say they just can't function during the day without a shot of caffeine. A South Australian study has found habitual coffee drinkers all have one thing in common, and the answer could be hidden in their genes. Tim Hatfield explains.
Well, whether you prefer a cappuccino or a short black, coffee is one of the most commonly consumed beverages in the world. But if you find yourself drinking too many cups a day, genetics could be to blame.
Whether it's good for you or bad, for some people one is never enough.
Perhaps like 3, 4. Like I'd have 2 in the morning and then 2 before bed.
Coffee, it's like fuel for a car. I haven't got coffee, I run out of fuel really quickly.
According to new research, there's a clear link between coffee cravings and our genetic makeup. Those with lower blood pressure are more likely to crave that extra hit of caffeine.
Genetic variants that are affecting blood pressure, they are also affecting how much coffee we drink. It easily also becomes a habit.
And that can lead to debilitating diseases. A study of over 300,000 people has found if you have too many cups a day, you could be opening up the possibility of developing or exacerbating some serious conditions, including osteoarthritis, joint disease and obesity. The good news though, unless you're drinking around 6 cups a day, you're probably safe.
I'd be definitely very surprised if I saw somebody 5 or 6 times a day.
We'll have more on the study in our main bulletin at 6 o'clock.
The Gold Coast community is rallying around a motorbike crash victim who was hurt on his way to help feed the homeless last Friday. Michael Canone collided with a truck in Broadbeach, suffering a broken arm and 2 broken legs. The father recently quit his job to help rehabilitate drug and alcohol addicts.
God's got his hand upon my life, so I'm here for another day to keep on doing what I do.
Michael's GoFundMe page has already reached $20,000. And it's time to farewell our Gold Coast viewers. You're off to the chase now, but make sure you catch Rod and Amanda. They'll have your local news at 5:30. For the rest of Queensland, community anger over prison sentences claims criminals are getting off easy over coronavirus fears. Southeast libraries to reopen, but there are new rules you'll need to follow. And following today's unemployment figures, we investigate where jobs will be on offer once the crisis ends.
On 7 News, Queensland's jobs disaster, the harsh reality revealed, where brand new playgrounds, parks and outdoor gyms will open this weekend. The library's reopening and the drive-through for books. Brisbane's 5G rollout happening sooner and Powderfinger reuniting. 7 News at 6.
David, I'm assigning you to the Home Secretary.
Very good, Mum.
She's got an agenda to heighten fear, to seize power. I don't need you to vote for me, only to protect me.
These plots do not always arise from outside.
She's got you wrapped around her finger. This is a very dangerous politician. There's been an inside man all along.
Bodyguard, Wednesday on 7.
For over 40 years, Canning Vale has invested in quality and design, making exclusive luxury homewares attainable. And now you can enjoy premium quality at up to 75% off. With Canning Vale's Luxury for Less sale, make home a sanctuary of warmth and style with generous discounts on the distinctive Canning Vale range, all with 100-day home trial and free returns. Shop online now using code FREE for fast free shipping to your door, up to 75% off for a limited time. CanningVale.com.
Good morning.
More treatment.
We're going to try something different today.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Dogs bring out the good in us. Pedigree brings out the good in them.
Right now, at ANZ, we know that many Australians need a little more support to stay on top of their money, which is why we're working hard to support the financial well-being of our customers. So, if you're looking to ease the pressures of your home loan, you need support through the ups and downs of business, or if you need a hand sorting your banking from home, we're here for you and ready to help. For more information on how to get back on top of things, visit anz.com.
Grown under the Australian sun by fourth-generation apple growers, Modi apples. Juicy, crunchy and deliciously sweet, packed with natural goodness to help keep you healthy. From our family to yours, Modi apples. Every bite a masterpiece.
If you're into fixing your car or 4x4, Online Auto Parts can help you keep it on the road for a hell of a lot less. With over 500,000 happy customers, we've delivered mountains of quality suspension, braking, steering and more, all covered by our 100% fitment guarantee. So when you need car or 4x4 parts at seriously low prices delivered fast, go straight to onlineautoparts.com.au and get the right fit at the right price fast.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Kendall Gilding.
Thanks for joining us. Our top stories this Thursday. A political row has erupted over the Queensland Government's plan to buy a stake in Virgin Airlines. Federal Minister Peter Dutton has called the decision a crazy political stunt. The latest unemployment figures show a record number of Australians are out of work due to the COVID-19 crisis. More than 500,000 Australians lost their jobs in just 1 month. And Telstra has brought forward a $500 million plan to get 5G technology into more Australian homes. The high-speed internet delivers faster download speeds and has greater network capacity. The LNP has warned some criminals may be using the pandemic as a get-out-of-jail-free card. It comes as Queensland magistrates admit to handing out lighter sentences because of COVID-19. Katrina Blowers reports.
Good afternoon. Well, the debate on whether criminals are capitalising on the current pandemic to get favourable treatment in sentencing has been accelerated by the case of a Gold Coast man who received a lighter sentence than he might have otherwise due to COVID-19. Akin Sen rammed his stolen Toyota into a police car during a chase in Mermaid Waters in March. He then hit another car as he made his escape. As he ran across a pedestrian bridge, a bystander tackled him. But while the magistrate described his behaviour as hideous, he'll be immediately eligible for parole because of the effect of being in custody during the pandemic.
There's some really shocking stories that are coming out, but people cannot use COVID as a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Our story also prompting an angry backlash from viewers, but criminal lawyers say the 2 weeks of mandatory isolations inmates do when they arrive in prison is akin to solitary confinement.
They're also unable to have personal visits from friends or family as of the end of March of this year. And so all of those things together, it's generally considered makes time in custody more difficult.
7 News has asked Queensland's Attorney General for comment, and we'll have more on this developing story tonight in 7 News at 6.
There are fears for the safety of a mother and child missing in the Toowoomba region. 40-year-old Angela Pearce and her 2-year-old daughter were last seen at a Crow's Nest property around 11:30 yesterday morning. The little girl was wearing a grey and pink winter onesie with a zipper front. Anyone with information on the pair's whereabouts should contact police. Rogue North Queensland Federal MP George Christensen says Australia should not be bullied by China after the superpower suspended beef imports and threatened tariffs on barley, which would have $1 billion impact on both industries. The member for Dawson wrote a letter to China's ambassador to Australia, calling for him to answer questions about economic boycotts. Council libraries across the southeast will reopen this weekend, but borrowing a book will be a very different experience, as Tristan Vorius explains.
For bookworms right across the southeast, 9 a.m. on Saturday is the time to set an alarm, with libraries back open for business. But it will be far from normal, with plenty of new rules to keep staff and readers safe. In Brisbane, you'll only be able to enter to drop off and pick up books, and only 10 people will be allowed inside at any time.
As restrictions are relaxed further, we can open more of the facilities up. But unfortunately, there won't be an opportunity to sit down and read the paper or read a magazine.
In Logan, residents are being encouraged to use the Hyperdome's drive-through library by ordering in advance.
So you've got to drive through, grab your books and go. You don't even need a car park.
Inside, click and collect machines are also ready and socially distant markers are on the floor. Only 10 people are allowed in as well.
All 9 libraries are opening on Saturday at 9 a.m. and will be opening for our regular opening hours.
Ipswich's libraries as well will be open for 10 people at a time. In the news at 6 tonight, we'll have the full list of rules you'll need to know if you plan on visiting a library this weekend.
Let's check finance now with Stephen Daglian at CommSec. Steve, what impact did the April job losses have on the share market?
Good afternoon, Kendall. Well, it certainly didn't help. I mean, the Aussie market finished at the worst levels of the day. It was the worst day in a couple of weeks as well. So the ASX 200 settled in the red by about 1.7%. There are other things to worry about as well, like the Aussie-China trade tensions and also the coronavirus situation, in particular overseas. But looking at those job figures, it actually wasn't as bad as expected as far as the unemployment rate goes. The unemployment rate in March was at 5.2%. In April, it rose to 6.2%. But many economists were expecting that to be around the 8% mark. Now, keep in mind that there are a few things to watch here. Firstly, we had hundreds of thousands of job losses, but also it doesn't take into account those who basically were stood down from their jobs, who are underemployed as well. So these are things to certainly keep in mind. There were almost 600,000 jobs lost, in fact, last month. But in addition to this, across the market today, we had losses pretty much everywhere. Some gains from gold stocks like Newcrest Mining, but the banks certainly weighed, and the Aussie dollar's at 64.3 US.
Stephen Daglian, thanks so much. Well, today's grim jobless figure of 6.2% has many people wondering what they might be doing for a living when the pandemic is over. The experts say it'll be a mix of both back to basics and high-tech jobs. Chris Marr reports.
And as unemployment rises, new figures show where the hardest hit industries are as discussion grows about where future jobs will be. The new data showing jobs being advertised right now do suggest signs of a small recovery at the end of April. But employment areas like sport and recreation, sales work, along with hospitality and tourism are among the hardest hit. Jobs less affected continue to be in the mining industry, along with healthcare and food and farming. Beyond COVID, attention is turning to the industries where jobs will be, including the building sector, in particular home renovation. Health services such as nurses are expected to be in strong demand, and in particular aged care. But retailers may reassess the strategy of bricks and mortar, turning instead to online.
Consumers are getting a lot more savvier about shopping online. So what we may see is a lot of business starting to realise, I don't need a footprint everywhere.
Working from home is also expected to appeal to many businesses, reducing rents on floor space. Now that is likely to create a bigger role for technology, creating even more jobs in that sector.
A tiny panda cub and its mother have been captured cuddling on camera at a Dutch zoo. The adorable video shows the pair embrace inside the zoo's maternity den after the unnamed cub survived its crucial first 2 weeks of life. Keepers say when it's an adult, it will join a panda breeding program in China. The day's sports news is coming up next with Pat Welsh. Also, why Australian rock legends Powderfinger are getting back together. And if you thought video stores were a thing of the past, well, there's a retro lockdown revival at this Queensland business.
guilty of the murder of Special Agent Emily Burnham.
She's alive. You've been gone 6 years. Where are you?
Do you recall anything from your time in captivity?
No.
She must remember to save herself.
She's dangerous.
Castle Stana Katic in the riveting new series, Absentia, starts Tuesday on 7.
For over 40 years, Canning Vale has invested in quality and design, making exclusive luxury homewares attainable. And now you can enjoy premium quality at up to 75% off. With Canning Vale's Luxury for Less sale, make home a sanctuary of warmth and style with generous discounts on the distinctive Canning Vale range, all with 100-day home trial and free returns. Shop online now using code FREE for fast free shipping to your door, up to 75% off for a limited time. CanningVale.com.
Alright Australia, so you need more energy and a better night's sleep. Meet the revolutionary Sleeping Duck mattress taking Australia by storm. It's the next generation mattress reimagined by aerospace engineers to give you the best energy, health and sleep benefits possible, even making history by becoming the first mattress ever to win Choice's Best Overall Mattress 2 years in a row. It comes manufacturer direct, free of markups. And that means you can get incredible quality with incredible value. That's Sleeping Duck, one giant leap for your sleep.
It's horrible.
Shut up and take my money.
Is your home bursting at the seams? Time to call Storage King. With stalls everywhere, there's a location just around the corner. Temporary or permanent solutions with no lock-in contracts and contactless move-ins. Call now and let Storage King give you back some space.
What if I get coronavirus?
How do I do my rehab now?
Why is it so hard to get out of bed? COVID-19 is impacting us all differently, which is why we've introduced Medibank COVID-19 Health Assist. With direct access to hundreds of healthcare experts, eligible members can receive health advice and support from their homes at no extra cost. Visit medibank.com.au to see how we're providing better support for our members.
Your home means more than ever, and so does having the right home loan. To understand your options, go straight to Aussie. We'll help ensure you have the right loan for right now.
At IGA, you'll find great specials this week, like Peter's Drumstick 4 to 6 pack varieties, only $4.20 each. That's half price. And Dynamo Professional Laundry Liquid 1.8 litre varieties, also half price. Great specials at your local IGA.
With a world of knowledge.
The black drongo is a bird species native to which continent? Stop the clock. You flaming drongo.
New The Chase, weekdays on 7.
Rest Easy, the remarkable new program helping toddlers, tweens and parents get a better night's sleep. Exclusive to 7 News tonight.
They're almost gone from the retail landscape. Very few video stores remain across the country, pushed out by streaming services. But one Far North Queensland survivor has made an unlikely comeback thanks to coronavirus. Matt Carstoonan explains.
Not many businesses can say they've experienced a boom due to lockdown laws, but isolation has brought many people back to an old favourite, movie rentals. E-Time Video is providing some much-needed entertainment, with the pandemic pushing sales up by 300%.
Where we used to sign up 15 to 20 new members a week, now we're signing up between 50 and 80 a week.
The store has been operating for nearly 30 years, and despite streaming services, these customers keep coming back.
We don't have like the internet at home, so I don't stream or anything like that, and it's just good to watch some movies.
The youngsters go for Netflix and everything else, you know. I love coming in here and picking a good film.
And with cinemas closed, the store has also seen some new young customers.
Strangely enough, they're loving the idea as well. The idea of picking up a movie, looking front cover, back cover, letting their kids pick out their own movies instead of this just flick on Netflix and Stan.
This unexpected and welcome boost to sales means this store will stay open long after the pandemic, keeping the nostalgia well and truly alive.
Nostalgia indeed. Well, let's get a quick look at today's sport now with Paddy.
Kendall, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. The NRL is again on the brink of having its season suspended, with the Referees Association this afternoon lodging a complaint with the Fair Work Commission and threatening strike action. The Whistleblowers Union is furious at the NRL's decision to go from 2 referees to 1, but Commission Chairman Peter V'landys says they're misinformed.
Totally ludicrous, and I don't think his confrontational and misleading approach is helping his association. We've done nothing wrong.
Meanwhile, on the Gold Coast, anti-vax advocate Brian Kelly received his flu shot this morning and joined training. But Bryce Cartwright is standing firm, so far refusing the injection. Former Test captain Ricky Ponting concedes it would be calamitous for Cricket Australia if India couldn't play here this summer. If the tour doesn't go ahead due to the pandemic, it would be a financial disaster of unprecedented magnitude for Cricket Australia, costing up to $300 million.
It would be catastrophic, really, for Australian cricket if India didn't come. Fantastic if it happens and catastrophic if it doesn't.
Ponting says it's unlikely the T20 World Cup will go ahead here in October, but is hopeful the 4-Test India series can proceed under strict biosecurity rules. We'll have more from Ponting at 6. Daniel Ricciardo is set to leave Renault at the end of the Formula One season to link with McLaren. While supercars legend Craig Lowndes struggled on debut last night, one of the rising stars of F1 took centre stage in the E-Series. Lando Norris became the first international driver to win a race, then showed off some Aussie slang.
I'm with Australian teammates. The most valuable thing I've learned out of all of this is yeah.
Scott McLaughlin leads the series with 4 rounds to go. There's lots of things happening in AFL and NRL. I'll have it all at 6.
Looking forward to it. Thanks so much, Pat. After a 10-year hiatus, happiness will be creeping back for a lot of fans after Brisbane-born Powderfinger announced it's reuniting for one night. The band dropped this tease on social media. The concert will stream live on YouTube Saturday, May 23, raising money for Beyond Blue and Support Act. In a statement, the band said they want to bring a smile to people's faces. Tony Auden will have Queensland's weather forecast after the break, plus No Place Like Home. The pelican who grew up with humans, will he survive in the wild? And catching up with the Back to the Future cast 3 decades on from the cult classic film.
On 7 News, Queensland's jobs disaster, the harsh reality revealed, where brand new playgrounds, parks and outdoor gyms will open this weekend. The library's reopening and the drive-through for books. Brisbane's 5G rollout happening sooner and Powderfinger reuniting. 7 News at 6.
Good afternoon, it's Ben in the Palm Lake Resort traffic chopper. Plenty of showers and storms about, so make sure you keep those headlights on this afternoon as we take a look at Gympie Road. It's a little bit busy through Strathpine getting up into Petrie and Plenty in Rockley, getting reports of a crash on the Ipswich motorway affecting all westbound lanes. Looking for luxury homes and world-class facilities for over 50s? Palm Lake Resort will even buy your home commission-free. Visit palmlakeresort.com.au. I'll see you tomorrow.
Transformation of the year.
Mum put her life on hold for me.
How do you repay a lifetime of love?
This is the one opportunity I have to give back to her.
The heartwarming transformation.
If it was any house, this is the most important.
That will bring Jamie to tears.
I can't thank you enough for what you've done.
I can see how important this is to you.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
Teams, we got to do this justice.
When she comes home, a mother's dream comes true.
This is a house of our dreams.
House Rules, Sunday at 7 on 7.
Aldi's 1.5 kilo pack of honey soy chicken drumsticks is now only $6.99. Aldi, good, different.
When I first met Nugget, he was stuck in a hole. But I've been pushing him hard.
Now, Nugget is healthy and regular. Take Metamucil daily, a natural way to stay regular and support a healthy gut.
The difficult part for me was starting.
I've lost about 20 pounds, which blows my mind.
The psychology aspect of Noom was different than I'd ever seen before.
Noom helped me make a couple of lifestyle changes. that made achieving that goal very easy.
It's a whole mentality change.
Now I've lost 10 pounds.
Down 22 pounds.
57 pounds. That's a lot of weight.
Just to know that you feel yourself again, it makes me so happy and proud. Visit Noom.com and change your life for good.
Come through. Living area. Kitchen. Franklin roller blinds throughout. Come on. New Fusion shutters, also by Franklin. Franklin made crim-safe doors.
Want to add value to your home? Frankly, only Franklin will do.
To keep everybody safe, at Aldi, some things have changed. Not everything, some things. Like there's these trolley wipes, this queue, that hand sanitizer, and those social distancing markers. Those we've always had, Noppers. Tasty. But these are new, sneeze guards. Yep, Aldi is even more different than it was before, but it's still good different.
I love that stuff.
Settle in with thousands of the world's best movies, drama, kids entertainment, and now with Netflix included. Foxtel all in one place. Yours.
To win the chase requires a world of knowledge.
Reykjavik, Antarctica, Cape Town, Mexico City.
But with such high stakes, all it takes is one mistake.
The black drongo is a bird species native to which continent? Stop the clock. You flaming drongo?
New The Chase, coming up next on 7.
This weather report brought to you by Bridgestone Select for tyres and car servicing.
Good afternoon, you're watching 7 News. Checking the weather now, and there's been a subtle increase in shower and storm activity over southern Queensland today, but it's been hit and miss, and most spots have missed out. Onto the radar, we did see some stronger, we had a little freeze on the graphics here. We'll see if we can bring that back in a second. We've seen some very isolated activity across the southeast, a storm through southern Bayside areas. There we go. At the moment, another band of showers is moving through southern parts of the region. Onto the satellite, an upper trough trigger those showers and storms today over southern parts of Queensland into northern New South Wales. Heaviest showers on the North Tropical Coast around Ingham, falls pushing close to 50 millimetres there, otherwise settled in the south. Tomorrow, that upper trough moves away, so the showers and storms ease. We'll see a bit more clear sky as well, and a cold morning in the southeast under this high. And you can see that on the capital city forecast. Canberra, a freezing start, up to a sunny 15 degrees. Melbourne, 5 to 16, a couple of showers in Sydney. Back to northern Queensland, showers are set to contract up towards Cairns and the North Tropical Coast. 28 degrees there, a dry 29 in Townsville. Mackay tracking for 26 degrees. As we head south, dry with a bit more sunshine returning. Maybe just cold enough for some patchy frost to return to the Granite Belt as well. 3 up to 18 degrees in Stanthorpe. Toowoomba tracking for 20 degrees, a bit warmer further north, 25 for Gympie and Maryborough. Across the southeast, clearing up again, so that means it'll cool down tonight. Then mostly sunny skies tomorrow, but staying that little bit cooler tomorrow. Brisbane, 13 to 24. Ipswich up around 25 and make that 23 on the Gold Coast. Maybe just a late shower for southern parts, including Coolangatta. What can we expect for the weekend as those restrictions ease? Kendall, full details at 6.
Looking forward to a sunny Friday. Thanks, Tony.
Absolutely.
Well, let's catch up with Max now for a look at 7 News at 6. Max, the unemployment numbers out today are sobering.
Yeah, frightening even, Kendall. The most jobs lost in 1 month in Australian history. And Queensland, the second worst state in the country. Tonight, how it's the youngest and oldest workers who are hardest hit. And we'll show you the road out.
Also, a surprise as suburbs are unlocked this weekend.
Yeah, good, isn't it? Dozens of new parks, outdoor fitness gyms and skate parks have been built during isolation. Tonight, the suburbs, where new facilities will open on Saturday.
Also, could concerts ever return? We speak to the man in the know.
Yeah, he sure does. Harvey Lister is the king of stadiums. He has a plan to use technology to make big events safe again. Tonight, his radical ideas.
Sounds good. And advice to help get kids sleeping better.
Oh, please. And their parents, I can tell you. Sleep patterns have been thrown out of whack during this crazy period. How to get them back on track and maybe restore a bit of sanity. Look forward to seeing you tonight at 6.
We'll see you soon. Thanks, Max. Wildlife rescuers Paula and Bridget Powers have successfully raised a baby pelican they call Rob. He hatched from an egg they found abandoned on the Sunshine Coast. The twins couldn't work out which of the many pelican nests the egg came from, and it felt cold.
And we said, no, we can't leave it. So we picked it up and we put it in our incubator at 37 degrees. And then 6 days later, it hatched.
Almost a month later, Rob is almost ready to grow feathers and return to the wild. The question is, will he want to leave the comforts of home? Let's check in on social media now. The stars of the Back to the Future franchise have had a virtual reunion. Marty McFly and the rest of the gang recreated some of their most memorable moments.
You've been asleep for almost 9 hours.
I had a horrible nightmare. I dreamed that I went back in time. It was terrible.
Well, you're safe and sound now. Back in good old 1955.
1955? I scared my dog.
It's been 35 years since the original movie was released. Fashion designer Vera Wang has been busy during isolation, modelling her own creations and posting the images on social media. Followers have commented how fit she looks at the age of 70. Yes, 70. When asked what her secret is, Wang replied, work, sleep, a vodka cocktail and avoiding the sun. And we've all heard of a bikini, but what about a trikini? It's swimwear that comes with a matching mask. The designer behind Alexa Beachwear posted the idea as a joke, then orders started flowing in. She's the one laughing now, all the way to the bank as she ships the trikini to customers worldwide. And make sure you follow us online. You can find our pages on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. That's our 4 p.m. news for this Thursday. Stay on 7 for The Chase, then Max and Sharon have tonight's bulletin at 6. I'm Kendall Gilding. I'll see you tomorrow.